Hi, I'm George Torok on creative problem solving. Problems. You will face on a regular basis two types of problems. It is possible to confuse these two types of problems. Many people do. But what's important to you is these two types of problems do look differently, and most importantly, you need to approach them because the solution to them is different. Two different types of solutions, two methods for dealing with these problems. And this is when people get messed up. Two types of problems. Here they are. Acute problems and chronic problems. Acute and chronic. What's the difference? Well, acute problems are ones that happen very suddenly. They appear out of nowhere. When they appear, they get immediate attention. If it's and sometimes they even get immediate. They get immediate attention. Everybody snaps to attention and says, "We gotta fix the problem." An example of an acute problem is a fire. A house is burning. An example of an acute problem is a oil well leaking in the Gulf. An example of an acute problem is when you cut your finger, you cut your hand, and it's bleeding. It's an acute problem. Happened quickly. It gets instant attention, and it does need instant attention. How do you deal with acute problems? This way. You deal with acute problems by having the solution ready, by having it in place, by having a system, a process in place that you have planned for. You see, because acute problems are all predictable. We know that there will be fires, that houses will burn. We know that oil wells will leak. We know that people will cut themselves. So what do? We have a first aid kit. We have someone trained in first aid, and we have a process that we have planned for, we have practiced for, and we have the tools, the mechanism to fix the problem quickly. Acute problems need quick solutions because we want to get back to normal. That's how we deal with acute problems. On the other hand, chronic problems are entirely different. Chronic problems happen very slowly. In fact, they happen so slowly that we often deny that they're really happening. Chronic problem, for example, global warming. Is it really happening? Even if it is, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's not so bad at all. Ask a smoker about smoking and cancer. My dad smoked all of his life, never got lung cancer, died from cancer. It wasn't lung cancer. I've been smoking, hasn't bothered me yet. I'm not gonna worry about it. Chronic problems, we tend to first ignore them, then argue about them, and then there doesn't seem to be much reason for doing anything about it because it's not really getting attention. No one assigns budget to fixing a chronic problem. How do you fix chronic problems? First, by having tremendous vision. The vision to see that it is a problem. Because chronic problems are almost very difficult to measure. The signs are there, but you have to look for chronic problems. They don't find you. That's one difference. Chronic problems often turn into new industries when handled well. Chronic problems, we tend to disbelieve they exist. We argue about it. However, guess what? All chronic problems turn into acute problems. You see, acute problems didn't just suddenly happen. They were the result of an ignored chronic problem. Chronic problems are game changers. The solution to chronic problems is serious creative problem solving, about digging deep, about asking difficult questions, about persuading people and changing the game. The solution to chronic problems are game changers. It is not about getting back to normal. That's the difference between acute problems and chronic problems. Acute problems, we're looking for quick fixes. Chronic problems are huge opportunities, but they're more difficult to recognize and address. There you have it. Two kinds of problems you will face, acute and chronic. I'm George Torok on creative problem solving.